Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to set up Momo Müller's S1 Editor. This is for the Roland S1 Tweak Synth. So if you have one of these, I know I love it, but I always find the dials and the buttons are a little bit too small and the menu diving leaves a lot to be desired, but hey, that's Roland. It's a great little synth and I'd like to use it in my live sessions. So today I'll show you how. But before we dive right in, please like and subscribe. It does help me pay the bills. So straight away I'm going to open up the editor. Now from here, as you can see, if I hold the S1 up to the camera, pretty much the same layout and colors. So far so good. The great thing about this, there are a number of options on here that you have to menu dive for. The other great thing about these is you've got these XY pads that you can set up for all kinds of things. Great. But we're not here for that today. I want to show you how to set this up so that I can use the sequencer with it. So coming out of there, let's close this window. One other thing to note, the S1 editor uses a standard MIDI port for the S1, so we need to set one up for the S1 separately. This is something called Loop MIDI. Again, like the editor, all the details will be in the description below. Very easy to set up. You can see I've named this Roland S-1 Synth port. So before we do anything here, I need to go to my preferences. And do the MIDI setup. I'm using a Novation SL Mark II. And I've got that set to track and to remote. I've got my extra MIDI port that I've set up with Loop MIDI set to track. That's all my inputs. For my outputs, I've actually got the S1 port set up to track and sync, and the same with my MIDI controller, track and sync. Now you can see there's nothing on the output for the Loop MIDI port. So that's that done. What I need to do now is go into here, set this up, and then my output is going to be through the sync port, and the channel is set to 3 because the S1 uses channel 3. The other thing to note, MIDI through ports, I'm going to uncheck those. Everything is set up ready to go. So let's close that down. Here I've got all inserts. I'm going to go to channel 3 here. In the MIDI input, I've got MIDI from my extra port coming in on channel 3, and I'm going to send it out to the S1 on channel 3. Here my audio section, I've got mine set to channel 3, I believe. Let me just check that. Press play on the synth, and there we go. So we're on channel 3. Let's close that down. Now again, this is for recording. If I want it to record, I'll put it on in. At the moment I don't, so if I push play again, you won't see it come up there. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. And close that down. Now if I press play, you should see there we go. Now I've got that set at 120. I'm going to bring that down to 100, and you can hear that's picking that up straight away. So there we are. So the last thing, I'm going to put this to in so it monitors in, turns blue. So now I'm going to pick a pattern with pattern 1. It's already there. Let's press play. It's going to sound a little bit slow because it's slowed down. Let's move that. And there we are. Now, let's play the resonance. So you can see we've got control over the synth. So let's configure it to our MIDI controller. Again, I'm using the SL Mark II. Lots of buttons, lots of dials, lots of sliders, lots of everything. Love this synth. It's about 9 years old. Did I say, can you subscribe and like this? Why not give it a go while I'm whittering on here? So I'm going to map this to my synth. First thing, frequency, resonance, envelope, and key follow. You can see it straight away sets them to 0, so we'll come in and play with this in a second. And as you can see, my lights are on, and as I turn them up, you will actually start to see these start to move. So those are mapped. Next for is my ADSR envelope. So straight away, there we are, and straight away that's it. So now if I play, so as we can see, I've set the first 8 up. On your MIDI controller, it's going to be more along the lines of the second part that I'm going to do. I'm just going to map the delay and the reverb to these 2 buttons. This is an automatic pickup, and this is how you would do it with most controllers. So coming back into here, I've got my configure set up. Open up my synth. And again, I'm going to just add those 2 buttons, and you can see they're down here straight away. Close configure. So if I twist them, you will not see any movement here or in the editor. For this, we need to go to our MIDI, click on our MIDI, click, twiddle our knob, 1 and 8, come out of there, number 9. Back. So We watch the delay and the reverb, reverb, delay. So now if I press play, anyway, that's it for this one. Enjoy.